it goes on from there.
Good
Oh, here we
evening,
go.
and
We're on.
welcome to the Mercedes City Commission regular meeting this June 18th, 2024. It is now 6:30 p.m. and I call this meeting to order. This is a regular meeting. Next, I'll establish a quorum. I have, go ahead and introduce yourself, starting with you, Doc.
Commissioner Place One, Dr. Jacob C. Howell.
Commissioner Place Two, Armando Garcia.
Ruben Saldana, place 4.
Commissioner Joe Martinez, place 3.
And I'm Oscar Montoya, your city mayor. And also, next, I have an invocation. Dr. Saldana, if you wouldn't mind, sir? Sure.
Bow your heads. Join me in prayer. Our Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day, and we thank you for the great blessing of rain that you bring us, Lord. We ask that you protect our community and that you may direct these resources where they may help us the best. We ask that you guide our decisions today, that they may assist our residents to the fullest, and we grant us wisdom and guidance in all that we do. In Jesus Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Doc. I'd just like to add that the family of our longtime judge, Jesse Morales, that we keep him in their prayers. He passed away this morning, and longtime servant of the state of Texas and of our precinct. So y'all don't mind, keep his family in prayers. I appreciate that. Pledge allegiance. Commissioner Martinez, would you mind leading us?
Absolutely, Mayor. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, gentlemen. Moving on to item number 5, open forum. We have one person signed up, Mr. Oscar Galvan. Reference to safety playgrounds. Welcome, Tocayo.
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioner. My name is Jose Oscar Galvan, a health professional with a bachelor degree in health education and a minor in needs for special children from the University of Texas at Edinburgh. I am here tonight to raise awareness on your local health department and city playgrounds. My experience and knowledge consist of 5 years as a health inspector for the County of Hidalgo, 7 years as a facility inspector for Hummus Migrant Head Start in Wisconsin and Missouri, and 3 years as an independent consultant for the Office of Head Start out of Washington, D.C. as a health and safety federal reviewer in the areas of the United States and Puerto Rico. The Texas Department of State Health Service, DSHS, conducts inspections of compliance with standards of the Health and Safety Code 756.061 of playground equipment at schools, child care facilities, and municipal parks in the area of the state of Texas without local health departments, and at all youth camps and state parks. The regulation requires all playground equipment purchased with public funds to comply with the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission Handbook for Public Playground Safety, which is this one right here that should follow. The new Department of Justice 2010 standard for accessible designs trigger excess if one is building a new playground or making alterations to existing playgrounds. In both cases, owners need to provide a primary mean of access. Within the play area, the safety surfacing must comply with ASTM, which is the American Society Testing Material F1292-99 or -04 standard specification for impact and attenuation of surface system under and around playground equipment when located within the use zone of a proper impact. ASTM 1951 is the only ASTM standard for public playground that is law. It was adapted into the American with Disability Act, ADA, of 1990. Because of this, civil rights organizations can file complaint with schools, parks, and organizations that don't comply with the ASTM 1951. When working with playground surfacing vendors or outlining your request for proposal, RFP, require the vendor to provide documentation that their surfacing is ASTM 1292 certified. The surfacing of the city of Mercedes playgrounds are not in compliance with the Health and Safety Code 756.061, DSHS, ASTM, and IPEMA safety standards. The surfacing being used in the city playgrounds is for landscaping. You can see weeds growing, and one playground surface has a palm tree in the center. There's black cloth that is coming up because insufficient surfacing material. I would like to volunteer my services to the city of Mercedes as a playground consultant specialist on a part-time basis for a period of 3 months to start bringing the city playground up to compliance and eliminate health hazards and become compliant with the Health and Safety Code 756.061 of the State Health Service, DSHS. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you, Oscar.
you,
Thank
sir.
you for that offer, sir. Okay, moving on to, item 6, presentations.
Mayor,
Yes.
I apologize to everybody here in the room, but I'd like to entertain a quick motion if we can in regards to item 11 pertaining to the report specifically for the fire. We have Chief Campos here, and I think it'd be beneficial to kind of hear or have the public hear kind of the preparations we made for this upcoming storm. If that'd be okay with everybody here and the president in the room.
I have a motion. I have a second.
A second.
Second by Commissioner Howells. In favor, say aye.
Hi.
Aye. Okay,
And if I may, real
item
quick,
11A.
I'm sorry to put you on the spot, Javier, but I know you've been up all night getting prepared, so you need a rest. So I just kind of wanted to skip ahead. My apologies to everybody here for the presentation.
I'll concur with the commissioner. I think since we have some citizens here, very important, some storm going on and some rains, and so I guess we'll take advantage of the chief being here, like he said. This will give us a kind of an update of what's going on.
Yes, good afternoon, Mayor, Commissioners, City Commission, also citizens of Mercedes. For the record, my name is Javier Campos. I'm the fire chief for Mercedes Fire Department, and I'm also emergency management coordinator. So under the direction of the mayor, I foresee the incident management as far as anything natural, man-made here within our community. I work locally with our staff, also with other jurisdictions throughout our region. So yes, Mayor, Commission, we are in hurricane season, okay? And I'm gonna give a quick snapshot of what we've been doing as far as city personnel. So just so we're aware is, the city of Mercedes, we do have our Safe Dome, which is located on North Vermont. It is an American Red Cross dome. We do have our MOU in place, and we do have our facility uses agreement. So what that means is, if we have to open up our dome for whatever reason, it's cold weather, warm weather, or hurricane, we have that agreement in place, so we're ready to respond. So I just want to make sure that we're comfortable with that. Also, the school district doesn't have a shelter in place, which is Ruben and Hosa, and they have their agreements. So that's part of managing our city. We also have an interlocal with our school district, which is very critical because when we have to bus people from point A to point B, depending on where we're taking them, we have an interlocal with the school district, which they're able to provide buses and manpower to assist us. So that's also in place. So we are good with that. We met with the school district on hurricane preparedness. We understand that these weathers do happen when they're in the summer break. And it's very critical if when something happens that we need to capture data. And what exactly is data? It's damage and finances are being spent, because at the end of the day, we need to hit a threshold in our county and our state level in order to receive federal funding. So there's a misconception. A lot of people think is, oh, FEMA's going to give us money. FEMA's going to give us money. But we need to do our part as city employees, city staff, and the local school district staff to collect that data, get it all together, and submit it to the county so they can submit it to the state so we could reach that threshold. And that's something that we've been working with city staff to make sure we capture that proper data. So that's also something that we've been doing. So we did have training with all the entire city staff on hurricane preparedness. We went over, as you guys probably have heard, that it's going to be a very busy season for us for the hurricane. Our springtime was kind of minimum on the storms that did affect the valley. So they're predicting that the hurricane season is going to be a little bit above average. Okay. So that's something that we've been preparing the staff for. We've had met with Precinct 1, just to get, the friendship going, the equipment they have, the communication with them. So we met with Precinct 1. We have met with the Drainage District. And there's one thing that we still do have in place, that we put in place in 2021 is Code Red. Okay, that's very, very critical for our citizens.
Chief,
So, yes.
I volunteered you to sign these people up today.
Great, yes.
before you got here
No, so it's
earlier
very
today.
easy. It's very easy. If you get your phone and you can meet with me afterwards, but if you text Mercedes to the number 99411, you'll get that link that you could set up. And that's very critical, because if we have to push out any information that's critical for the public, we could push it out through our phones, through our computers. But what's also very critical, it is linked with the National Weather Service. So at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, when we're probably asleep and we don't know that there's a potential tornado or potential threat in our area, it's linked with the National Weather Service. So when you get those alerts to the National Weather Service to your phone, you're going to get it with Code Red, and it's going to start sending you alerts. And what's also neat about that is that it's geofenced. So there's multiple cities that do use Code Red. Okay, let's just say City of Edinburgh. And you sign up here and you're in the City of Edinburgh for some reason, and you're inside that geofence and you have Code Red, you will also get that alert. Vice versa, if they're residents from the city of, Brownsville, and they're shopping at our local outlets, and there's a threat here in the city of Mercedes, they will also get that message. So Code Red, we're trying to do a lot more outreach. We're trying to push it on our social media. I know we have a couple officers that are walking throughout the businesses that are trying to sign people up. So we're really, really pushing it. Okay. So that's Code Red. So the weather, what we're talking about is this tropical storm that's already in the Gulf. A lot of people are saying that it's impacting us further south, which it's going to impact further south. But the thing with these tropical storms is they're not hurricanes that are so small and powerful. They're tropical storms that have the spam of the rainstorms they're just tossing it to the entire state. Okay, the entire coastal region of the state is going to get affected by this storm that's going to be impacting just south of us. So with that being said, we're expecting a storm to actually start this tonight and start raining throughout the night. Early morning, we're expecting a lot more rain, and tomorrow's going to be a busy day for us. So they're predicting about 4 to 6 inches of rain. They're predicting, some wind, some damages. There's potential threats of tornadoes. So we've been preparing for that, and we've been preparing that for over probably the past couple of days. Okay, so that's that. Our dome is on standby by the American Red Cross, so we do have our dome on standby for residents that actually can come and seek shelter. We are already engaged and active with the county and other local emergency management coordinators. In the event that we do need assistance here in our city, they're able to respond and provide that coverage. So we've been having that good communication. And this is something, Mayor, that you always talk about, is the communication we have with other cities, with other counties. We work closely with each other, on other events, that when it's time to really, really work a weather event, they're just a phone call away. They respond and they're there to help us out as much as they can. So that's what's good. As far as any questions so far from I know we could jump into pumps and stuff like that, but any questions so far from City Council?
Do we expect any road closures, anything like that?
So as of now, we looked at the text dot map that's out. There's no expected any road closures. But if we do come across any flooded roads, that we will post it on our text dot website, and then they'll share it with the public, and then we'll also post it in our social media. So tomorrow, it's a holiday for city staff, but feel comfortable. We will have staff on site. Okay, we'll have our public works department that's going to increase their hours. They assigned a certain schedule to be able to respond to the community in the event there's power lines down, there's trees down across the roadway, there's debris that we need to put up. So we already have that plan in place. We are going to go live in our emergency operations center, which is it's located at the fire station. And what that is any type of operation that is going to happen within our city is going to be ran out of our Mercedes Fire Department. So we are going to be going live out of there. We're going to have somebody from the police department, somebody from the fire department, somebody from public works to able to manage our resources that we have out in the public. Okay. Any questions?
Of course, the question that we always get, I'm sure as most of us got as commissioners, are the pumps. Are we gonna turn on the pumps? And so obviously we have a great, looking at the Public Works Department, great plan, by the way, update. I know, we have a great proactive plan in place with our management, emergency management team that we have. Now, I know there's certain areas of the city that are known for troubled drainage issues in the past. Are we gonna have, I guess, I don't know if it's a public works or city manager, question here, but are we gonna have those pumps ready to go just in case? I think that would be a smart move, just in case.
That's just-
Like one example, obviously by the Dome, and one like by the Dairy Queen.
There's already one there. It's been
Okay,
there.
perfect.
Right. Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners. Commissioner, yes, we have pumps available that we've deployed already and that we have available to deploy where they're needed. One of the ways that we prepared this season, and I thought it was a really good thing, the chief got to experience that with, we had a meeting with one of our consultants who knows the area and actually built our drainage master plan, Mr. Randy Winston from SWG, and they're here tonight. The reason for that is we wanted for our staff to understand how the drainage system or how drainage systems work in this city and in any city. And, you know, it was eye-opening for a lot of our staff, and everything has to do with our outfalls. There's about 10 outfalls, or give or take maybe a few more around the city of Mercedes. And the good thing this season, all the outfalls on the south side of the city are good to go. They've been maintained, and there's pumps already in place that are being managed by the drainage district, so that we don't have to worry about the south outfalls. We have the outfalls on the levee that go into the floodway, and some on the other side to the Anaquitas. So we have pumps available that we can deploy to those outfalls. So we may have localized flooding in the center of town, but at the end of the day,
Is it to rush out?
the reason that it floods in that area is because one of those outfalls, it's not pushing water out fast enough. So that's where you may not see our pumps in the middle of town, but rest assured that they're out there at the outfalls trying to get that water out,
Where it
so we
matters,
can
yeah.
drain the whole city. We did the Collier pump station. That's kind of what the reasoning for that is, and that's a stationary pump that's available there. That was a good investment. We have additional detention that we've built in the past few years that'll help alleviate some of the flooding. We can take in some of those water into the detention pond and then pump it out into the floodway.
All right, awesome. Those were just kind of some basic questions. Obviously, I just wanted our public to, I know some of the stuff, but I just wanted to make sure that the public understood what was going on, that we had a calculated plan in place and proactive plan in place to take care of the citizens of Mercedes and to take care of and to alleviate some of this drainage for this
Correct, and-
much needed rain. So it's gonna be two blessings. One, we're
Yes,
gonna be
and-
ready, and two, the rain for the farmers.
And the outfalls are important, but not that, everywhere else isn't. So for months now, we've been doing curb scraping. We've been trimming trees, any loose branches, those can get stuck in an inlet or in a grade inlet and obstruct. And then you have some of that localized flooding. We've cleaned out over 150 inlets in the past few weeks. Actually, that's amazing. Just getting our jetters through those lines. You may have lines that are 50% occluded with sand and dirt, and now they're clean. So we have more capacity than we may have had in the past few years.
So
Yes,
I
sir.
just want to loop that together for the citizens. So there's two things that he's describing. The localized flooding, if we get 2 inches of rain in an hour, it's gonna flood our street. And it's gonna probably take 2 hours to 3 hours for it to go away, but it's gonna go away. It's not gonna go in your house. The system is working when it does that. We're not in a situation right now where our canals and drainage ditches are all full and we got no place to put water. The water's gonna go down. And that's when but the reason that that they're cleaning up all those gutters and cleaning out all of our drainage system inside the city is so that that moves faster.
Right.
So that's something that they've really taken advantage of this year, that we've tried to do. We've tried to piecemeal it with what we had back in the day. And the other thing you need to know is that today we have more pumps than most cities our size. And that's something that we took on early on. Nobody has the amount of size. We're a population of 18,000, arguably at 20,000. And we've got probably, where we at, 8 pumps already, 6 pumps? I
We,
think.
we
probably
have
a good chunk.
six
Six
pumps
pumps,
and
six-
agreements with others and
We have 6 pumps. Most cities wait and borrow it from somebody. So we have good friends in the precinct, and we've got good friends in drainage and good friends at the irrigation district. But we can deploy our own large pumps in the city without having to wait to see if somebody's using it or not. And it's something that's expensive, but it was well worth it. And another thing is, we're gonna have to wait and see what all these investments have done for us. So there's gonna be a lot of learning curves. We're just gonna ask everybody to be helpful and call it into us so that we can learn what all these changes are gonna do to our area. So places that may have flooded before may not flood at all, where some place that didn't flood may start picking up water. So we're prepared. Just know that we have pumps that we can move around and get anywhere in the city, probably in half an hour, be set up in less than an hour. So anyway, I just wanted to make sure I looped that in, that it's multifunctional, and our guys are or our people are doing a fantastic job of keeping up with that. And the Mayor Pro Tem and I drove around for the last hour today, looking at some of the work. I asked you to go by Orange Street all the way to 491. If you get a chance to go by Little League Park, go by there, go look at the retention ponds. Those things worked very well for us the last time. And thank you to the Keep Mercedes Beautiful, planting trees over there. I think it'd be nice. Even though some people stole a couple of them, but we still managed. So thank you for that, by the way. Anyway, go ahead, Chief. Thank you.
go ahead, Chief.
I just want to end on, I'd like to shine light where it needs to be is our Public Works Department.
Yes, sir.
You know, they've been very crucial and critical on the last, the last year, but the last couple of weeks, we call them, they get it done. You'll see a lot of improvements in our drainage canals. You'll see a lot of improvements in our curves. Just today, they knocked out, 3 drainage areas where we know that were critical. So,
One of them
Public
being,
Works.
Copy South Street, or what was that?
What's that?
Was it Copy South Street, the one you were telling me about?
We did. We worked on Capisao. Finished off Orange Street. I know they worked on a place on Maryland Street. But, that team that Mr. Villagomez has, those guys are nothing but hard workers. I know I talk about the police department, fire department a lot, but I think we need to talk about the public works
Absolutely,
department. So when you
absolutely.
see them, thank them.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Yes, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yes.
And then here are some of the things they did. They storm sewage drains. They worked on them all the last 3 weeks to drain to clear it of debris. Gullies on North Vermont, Maryland, Orange Street have been maintained to ensure proper water flow. And even though that's 3 locations, it manages like 3/4 of the city. The Public Works have also been scraping and doing street sweeping, which, by the way, we didn't have a street sweeper. It was broken. So, and then we got one and it broke again. So anyway, you all know how that works. So now it's working and they're at it. Low hanging branches, he already talked about that. And the equipment, we have heavy duty equipment that we bought. We have brand new, we have a bulldozer. We've got a mano de chango. How do you say mano de chango in English? Backhoe, there you go. We got excavators we got backhoes now.
I was gonna say monkey arm.
Yeah. Okay, so anyway, thank you all very much. Thank you, Chief.
Technical term.
Yeah, thank you, Javier. Moving on to, that's a technical term.
There you go, man. There you go.
So, moving on to proclamations, or presentations rather. So I've got 2 proclamations here that I think are very important. I can remember both of these from when I was a kid. And the first one I'm going to read is, and I'm sure all of us here have a story or two. There was 2 places that I knew that if somebody couldn't find something, I either go to Wale's place, or that's how my dad, anda con Wale, and go, or or I'd go to Bobby Eilers to the Borland. But one way or another, I was gonna find what I needed in Mercedes, and that's been since I was a kid. So I was really proud when I heard about this, Mr. Bunton. I'm very proud of it, and I'm gonna read the proclamation. I think it's gonna say everything that I want to say. So, City of Mercedes proclamation from the Office of the Mayor, and I don't do anything without the City Commission being 100% behind this, so it's all of us that are putting out this proclamation. It says, whereas Bill Bunton Auto Supply and Machine Incorporated, located at 1101 West Second Street, Mercedes 78570, has proudly served the community for 59 years. And whereas with a dedicated team of 18 employees, Bill Bunton Auto Supply Machine Inc. has demonstrated an unwavering commitment to excellence in the automotive service. And whereas on May 2nd, 2024, Bill Bunton Auto Supply and Machine Incorporated was honored with a prestigious award for Family-Owned Business of the Year. Something to be proud of. Whereas established in 1964 by founder Bill Bunton and continuing under the leadership of his son Wally Bunton, Bill Bunton Auto Supply Machine Inc. has exemplified a rich legacy of automotive excellence. And whereas under the stewardship of Brian Bunton, Bill Bunton Auto Supply Machine Inc. continues to uphold its legacy of excellence, making it a deserving nominee for recognition and appreciation in the community. Through their dedication to unparalleled service and top quality auto parts, Bill Bunton Auto Supply and Machine Inc. has become synonymous with reliability and customer satisfaction. And whereas Bill Bunton Auto Supply and Machine Inc. is an essential part of the thriving Mercedes business community, playing a pivotal role in meeting the automotive needs of the region and not only proudly serving Mercedes, but also the surrounding areas, extending its reach to communities and automotive enthusiasts across the region. And whereas the remarkable financial journey of Bill Bunton Auto Supply and Machine Inc. marked a consistent and impressive growth, speaks to their effective revenue generation strategies and wise financial management. And whereas through involvement in local philanthropy, charity events, community service projects, Bill Bunton Auto Supply and Machine Inc. demonstrates a commitment to making a positive impact in the community. Now therefore, I, Oscar D. Montoya, Mayor of the City of Mercedes, Texas, by the virtue of authority vested in me and on behalf of the City Commissioners, Dr. Ruben Saldana, Dr. Jacob Howe, Commissioner Joe Martinez, Commissioner Armando Garcia, do hereby proclaim that Bill Bunton Auto Supply Machine Inc. is recognized and celebrated for their commitment to the community. Witness here thereof, 18th of June, 2024. Have a motion to accept this?
I make a motion, Mayor?
I have a motion by Commissioner Martinez, second by Dr. Saldana. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Congratulations, Mr. Bunton. Thank you for all you do. I don't know if you'd like to say a couple words. Wherever. One of you. I just remember you saying yes, no. Short sentences.
I'm a man of few words, but I want to thank you and the community for your support.
All right, yeah.
Well, we're gonna take a picture. I just want to tell you congratulations to the whole family. Mr. Bunton, it was always a pleasure dealing with you and, visiting with you or whatever. The respect that you had for my parents and vice versa has always meant a lot to me. And I can't tell you enough that I hope the Lord continues to bless you all with immense success. So God bless all of y'all, and I hope everything keeps on going. And we can take a little picture up here. I'd appreciate it. You know us politicians. Good stuff. So we decided to do this other one same time. Not that it's hard to get all them yellow vests together, because I know when Mercedes needs something, you guys jump on it. I got to tell you, that last fishing tournament was just fantastic. I was tickled pink as we drove by videotaping, and Mando and I were, thank God somebody picked us up because it was pretty doggone hot. But I was going to fish, but everybody wanted to shake hands, and the excitement was just something, you know. I just, you know, I was really proud of that deal. You know, the commissioner and his family went out there and got fishing poles as well. And I just think when the city does that kind of stuff, it just promotes us to a whole new level. And I've been fishing in that canal. My Uncle Eddie Lope used to work for Borderland, and we'd go fishing it. We'd go to Wayne Love's place to go drink El Sombrero coffee. Mine was coffee and milk mainly. And a biscuit de planchao. And then we'd go fishing. And then he'd go take a fish to my aunt. We'd catch it here at the canal, and we'd come eat at lunchtime, and she'd already have it cooked for us. That was 2-3 times a week in the summer. So a lot of fun memories of that canal, and I think that you all keeping it going for our younger generation is huge. I'm sure I don't have to tell y'all, but those kids were just tickled pink. They were walking up, and we caught some pretty good fish. I mean, there was a lot of good fish caught that day. So I'll probably be out there this coming week. So anyway, I want to thank you all for not only that, but everything y'all do, and the cleaning of the streets as well, and, you know, the Adopt a Highway and everything that you guys play a part in. I said earlier that I remember the Lions Club from when I was a kid. And I remember the Woodmen of the World and all that stuff. And I just remember that a lot of the same people were all involved, you know. And it seems like it's the same thing. It just over and over again. It's always the same people. So thank you. God bless you all. And I'm going to read the proclamation now. Again, Office of the Mayor, City of Mercedes proclamation. Whereas the Mercedes Lion Club has serviced the community with unwavering dedication for 75 years. And whereas the Lions Club was founded in 1917 by Melvin Jones and fellow Chicago businessmen, and adopted the motto, "We serve," to improve communities worldwide. And whereas the Mercedes Lion Club, organized in 1949 with a focus on community service, site preservation, has remained true to its objective throughout its history. And whereas the Mercedes Lion Club played a vital role in the promotion of public health initiatives such as the anti-polio Salk vaccine program in 1956 and in 1957, and continues to support the Texas Lions Camp for children with disabilities. And whereas the Mercedes Lion Club demonstrates commitment to education and literacy by providing dictionaries to every third grader in Mercedes schools and offering eye exams and eyeglasses for children in need. And whereas the Mercedes Lion Club has been an active participant in the community improvement projects, including the construction of a community library in 1970 and participation in Adopt a Highway program since 1988. And whereas the Mercedes Lion Club has enriched the community with unique and enjoyable events such as Chupacabra floating egg race and canal fishing tournament. And whereas the members of the Mercedes Lion Club have exemplified the spirit of the service of generosity and always ready to lend a helping hand in times of need. Now therefore be it proclaimed that I, Oscar D. Montoya, Mayor of the City of Mercedes, Texas, by virtue of the authority vested in me, and on behalf of the City Commissioners, Dr. Ruben Saldana, Dr. Jacob Howell, Commissioner Joe Martinez, Commissioner Armando Garcia, recognize and honor the Mercedes Lion Club for 75 years of outstanding service to the community. Do I have a motion to accept this?
Make a motion, Mayor.
Motion by Commissioner Martinez, seconded again by Dr. Saldana. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Congratulations to the Lions Club, and thank you for all you do. So I know Mr. Button said 2 words. Is there anybody out there who wants to say a couple more words than that? Any takers? Who's the president right now?
While someone musters up some courage.
There's a president.
Come on,
right
Mr.
there.
President, step
on,
up to the
Flo.
plate.
Yeah, there you go.
We know you're not short for words, Flo. Come on.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. This will be impromptu. I didn't prepare for anything, but thank you for the privilege of allowing us to serve the great community of Mercedes. I am a product of the city. I was literally born here because I was born in Dr. Caballero's clinic. And I graduated from Mercedes, the school district, back in 1987. So I am honored to be able to say that I'm contributing, giving back to the city that gave me so much. And just to give you an idea, Lion Wally can attest to this. I grew up at the dairy farm just south of Mile 1. So we would always take parts to Bill Button, and he would help us out, and he would also give us credit. And my dad was like, no, tú ve habla con Wally, dile que yo te mandé y que después le pago. That's the kind of, for me, is growing up, the experience that is priceless, because you can literally see the spirit of serving, the spirit of helping the community. So I'm fortunate and blessed to be able that I'm giving back, at least in a minor way, all the richness that I have because of this community. So thank you for allowing us to be a part of this.
No problem. Congratulations to y'all.
Yeah.
I think the way, probably, maybe, I don't know how we can do this, who's taking the photo, but if y'all want to all stand up here, we'll stand up behind y'all. That'd probably be best.
Group. Lion Leo? Shut the fuck. You're terrible.
Come on, Lily, you're in here, buddy. You're not short, Lily.
We're always looking for new members, by the way.
Congratulations.
Yellow things, yeah. What's up, Skyler? No pressure.
That's what I'm gonna call you, bro.
Oh, today's chicken day? What time do they stop serving? Oh,
Family.
God bless you guys. Thank you for all y'all do.
Thank you.
You guys, appreciate it.
Back away.
And we'd really appreciate it if you all spread the word on the
Code Red.
Code Red. All right, so recognition of retired person, we're gonna go ahead and not do that one. Presentation by KMB. Is she recruiting people or what? Watch out, Brian, watch out.
Watch out.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. Thanks so much for letting us get on your agenda, thanks to Skylar's efforts, I think. But Kathy Cowden, my name's Janet Schofield. I'm a retired educator. I actually worked at Mercedes High School for a few years and at Science Academy for many years. Kathy's still working, but she also is an educator. We're on the Keep Mercedes Beautiful Committee, and we are also gardeners. And so our primary concern has always been, how can we make this really a more beautiful city? And, you know, with all the talk now about the weather and the change in the climate and all this, you feel overwhelmed at times, but there are small things that we can do in our own communities that may help. And that's why some of the reason that we started this grant. We currently have 2 grants. One is the HEB Trees for Texas grant, which they gave us $5,000 to spend on trees, and those are the trees that are in the retention pond. Those trees, you know, when they're big, they can soak up 100 gallons of water an hour. Better than a pump. Yeah. And they look nicer. And we also have a second grant from the National Wildlife Foundation. The National Wildlife Foundation is very concerned about the pollinator problem and attracting more pollinators of all types, and also in using native plants in the environment. And so we have a pollinator garden over at Collier Park also. That's why we wanted to come and tell you what was going on over there, you know, how these grants started and so forth. We had the mayor helped us get the city grant writer to help us out, because we're not grant writers. We had an idea, but we don't know how to write grants. And we were lucky enough to get all this. Can we move on in the slides now?
Yes, here it is.
Oh, here it is. Oh,
Push that arrow.
There you go.
okay. Now, this first grant, well, both of the grants, there's a book called Nature's Best Hope. I would hope all of you could read that. The mission of Nature's Best Hope, he's trying to make a homegrown national park. That means people quit having grass in their yards and start growing trees and native plants in their yards, so that the whole country becomes connected, not just little slots here and there, but all over the whole place. So we're modeling that over at Collier Park, what people can do. And this is a quote from Doug Tallamy that says, to regenerate biodiversity, because all of us humans need it. We need it to be healthy, productive ecosystems. We need it to survive. If the insects and stuff don't survive, we don't survive. So I would strongly recommend that all of you read that book. He has a lot of good practical suggestions of things you can do. And our pollinator garden is one of them. The HEB grant, Kathy found out about at the Keep Texas Beautiful conference, that they had these. And that's how we got the idea to apply for this grant. Trees for Texans enriches the places we call home by planting trees that create healthier environments for schools, communities, and our future. And I believe that the school district here recently was awarded $3 million to do it in the schools. There's some big program that they just had over at Pan Am. I heard that, that's a rumor. So checking it. But it's important to all our futures that we put plant trees in. And this just tells you, this is from the HEB Trees for Texans. There's educational opportunities. Kids can learn from doing some of this gardening type things. It's a lot of science that's involved with it. It improves the air quality, gives economic opportunities. You know, businesses are looking for places that are doing this kind of thing and looking for cities that have lots of volunteers. Stormwater management, I guess you're all interested in that. Yeah. And like I said, the trees can suck up a lot of water in a short amount of time. Now, ours are just small trees, and we're desperately trying to keep them alive. Okay? Now, we got some expert advice when we jumped into this, because we're not experts in this field. Okay? We got Montezuma cypress donations from a guy in Brownsville. You probably heard of him, Eugene Fernandez. He's on TV sometimes. He does a lot of history things. And he's a Brownsville historian, and he's an activist down there that's trying to preserve the Montezuma cypress. The Montezuma cypress is a native to the valley. It used to grow along the banks of the Rio Grande everywhere. There are some growing in Brownsville, and there's a huge one. In fact, it's a record tree over in Mission, and you should go see it. We are putting these in our retention ponds. We already put some in the high school retention ponds last year, but now we have more over at Collier Park. And he donated 20 cypress trees to our project. That shows Kathy and I picking them up down in Brownsville. Brownsville has a project down there where they're trying to preserve their cypress trees. And another big help for us was Mike Heap. He has a nursery in Harlingen. He taught biology at UTPA for many years, but he does a lot of native plant presentations and things across the valley. He supplied most of the plants. We bought them with the grant money, but he gave us a lot of expert advice on how to take care of them and so forth. And he also gave us our watering solution, because as you know, not all the water over in Collier Park works. fact, we have to hose it in with 600 feet of hoses. And so he suggested these big bottles. You'll see these. We hooked them up next to the trees now. And we collect water in them and then let it soak into the trees. And we were very, very lucky. We came across Preston Castellan, and he's a Mercedes resident. And
He's applying to join the committee, so when his name comes across,
you
need to
remember,
stamp it,
yeah.
okay.
He has a bachelor's degree in forestry with forest wildlife management. He graduated magna cum laude from Stephen F. Austin State University. He helped us do the initial tree survey over at Collier Park, where we went through to see what was already there. And he advised us on where to put the trees, how far apart to have them, and so forth. And he also advised us on maintaining them. And whenever he has his own business and stuff, so he's here and there, comes and goes. But he every time he comes back, he goes over and monitors those trees. And we were going to pay a consultant to do this. He donated his time.
Wow.
He's also the winner of the paella cooking contest. He and his father has a big ramen restaurant over in McAllen.
Father's a chef.
Bring them over.
I know.
Yeah. Okay. We planted these trees on April 27th. That was the latest that we could put them in the ground before fall. And, you know, it's so hot now, and there's no way you can be planting trees right now, and probably not till October or November. So we had to get them in the ground because we have a deadline. And this just shows a lot of the pictures. You see Kathy and her husband over there with their truck picking them up.
Trucked in 5 loads of plants. My keep is wonderful, but he doesn't deliver. So instead of getting a city truck and it wouldn't let me have a city truck and a 16-foot trailer. For obvious reasons, I probably would have hit a bunch of things. So we transported all of the natives.
And one of the things we bought with the grant was an auger. So you see some of the, Rebecca and her husband over there digging some of the holes for us.
The reason why we bought an auger and didn't rent one is that we're gonna need it more than one time. And Rebecca was just right on it. She says, well, why would we rent it and pay more? Why don't we just buy one? And that actually was her husband, because I said, look, no one that I know is gonna run the auger. So her husband and Sammy did it. We could not have planted 85 trees in one day without Mr. Auger.
Yes. And we had lots of partners helping us. Okay, the Cameron County Master Gardeners, I belong to Master Gardeners and Dr. Saldana knows very well, he's in charge of them. The Cameron County and Hidalgo County Master Gardeners do a lot of activities. They lent us all their tools. They have a whole shed full of tools. And they also donated a large Montezuma cypress to us.
Good.
The Starbucks here in Mercedes brought us coffee and tea and all kinds of
wow.
stuff. And
Nice.
and supplied volunteers. And they're always interested in and wanting to help community projects. So if you're ever going to do some kind of project, go check with them and the manager over there. And we had them from more than one of the Starbucks. Our greatest volunteers so far have been the ones from VIDA. VIDA is a wonderful organization.
Yep.
And the kids come and they really help us out. And it's such a win-win situation where they're giving back to the community and at the same time they're getting a college
And
education.
they were from all over the valley.
Yeah, and they're from all over the valley. They come from Edinburgh, Brownsville, McAllen, Mission. We finally got one that came from Mercedes.
Yeah.
And these are some of our VIDA volunteers. You know, they dug holes, they've watered for us, they pulled out weeds, they've done all kinds of stuff over there. It's just a great, great thing.
There's Skylar.
Yeah, Kathy's gonna
There you
talk
go.
about the maintenance day.
And then what could go wrong? 7 weeks of no water. And there was water there, but because we couldn't use the 3-inch huge sprinklers, we had to do everything by hand. So, you know, we had talked about, well, if we're going to do all these trees, where's the water and who's going to water them? Because they are natives, but you've got to take care of them the first year. And so y'all have those big 3-inch water ones on the north side of that Collier Park, but we were cut off. So then we were relegated to a hose. And so we're in the process of getting the hose a little bit closer, the faucets a little bit closer. So here is, you basically have to water them one at a time. There'll be some other pictures of this. This is the whole fence line will be Turk's Cap, which is a natural hummingbird feeder. It'll be green and red, and it'll also be less maintenance on for your city employees, because on this side, it'll kind of grow in between the chain links, but on the other side, it'll look real neat. So that is our natural hummingbird.
Are the colors gonna come in the spring? I'm just assuming.
Turk's Cap, if you want to see what Turk's Cap is, you can go by the community garden and see it right there by the gate.
Okay,
It blooms intermittently all the time.
okay, cool.
All the
cool.
time. And it will tolerate shade, full sun. And I have it out by my mailbox and it gets no water.
Okay.
So
it
they
called?
intermittently,
Tur-
Turk's Cap,
And
a
it-
Turk,
But it's gonna provide color along the
Oh,
roadway, though,
yes.
for sure.
but it's a real lush green and red things.
And it produces these berries that the birds just love. I love to eat them.
Yeah.
They have a
And,
little
and that
hard
might be,
vitamin C.
that might be an attracting for, bird watchers. I don't know if people
yeah.
realize
Oh,
where
absolutely.
the bird, watching capital of the world is the valley, so.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
a lot of people realize that.
So here is, and this is our, what is his name? He's from IDEA. He has Gabriel. Gabriel has volunteered the most. We keep track of who comes, and when they come, we put he and his mother, he has volunteered the most with coming and watering. He's going to be a freshman in high school next year. This is Gabriel and his mother, Claudia. And then we had the people across the street, Marty and,
Gilbert,
Gilbert,
Gilbert.
yes. And they help us to store some of the hoses when we just can't pull them back. Because they're 600 feet, fill up a truck or all of Janet's car, her SUV. Here were some of our Miss Mercedes court that helped us one day. And so that was a photo op. This is what has made our job a lot easier, and this will help a lot of the community to understand. All of our restaurants, not all, but the restaurants that do French fries, they buy their oil in 5-gallon jugs, and they're surrounded by cardboard. But we were just we needed 5 gallons, and so all the restaurants in town, the best ones are Papa Joe's, and Dairy Queen, they save them and don't throw them away. And we punch holes in the bottom and they stay there. And they're staked around the tree. So just the water, 5 gallons goes right in. It's a wonderful thing for all homeowners to do, is get these jugs that are normally thrown away and poke holes in the bottom, and they will slowly. And I think that's one reason why we haven't lost as many trees, because we've been watering since May the 3rd, hand watering. So we have watered these trees for 7 weeks, twice a week. And when Preston went and did an inventory, we went one by one by one. He said, in these circumstances, a 50% mortality rate would be considered success. We have only lost 5 cypress out of the out of 85. We've probably lost maybe a couple willows, but that's just phenomenal. And I think it's because of these. Now that Mike Keep that was down there, the one that we buy all our stuff for, I know he doesn't deliver, but we have some money left in the grant. We didn't spend it all. And so we're going to spend all the rest on what has died. We'll know that by the middle of July. He is going to keep them for us free of charge, which gives them another. So we will replant everything in October, but it'll already be paid for by the deadline of the grant.
So it's safe to say the water that's coming is welcoming.
Oh, yes. I have prayed 7 weeks, 7 weeks of this.
Yes,
And we
ma'am.
hope that we can catch water in these.
And those jugs, yeah.
Well, see, it's a small hole at the top.
Oh, no, they won't catch it. But these jugs work. If you want to save a tree at your house, go get these jugs. Yeah. So,
Oh, let me do that.
okay. I did want to just, before Janet finishes, when we do our end of the year report, we had to keep track of the volunteers for the HEB grant, because we've got to hand all this stuff in. And they're going to ask us with a tree survey, well, how many are still left, and justify, well, why did these die? So that's why we keep a calendar of how often we did water, twice a week. But just on the pollinator garden, we did not want any volunteers. We wanted just the pollinator people because it was a small area. And Janet will see what that is. And so the gardeners, but so we did a preliminary on the 25th. And we estimated we had 90 volunteer hours. So that $2,000 was given to us, but we got the volunteer hours equated to over $1,000. Because when we do our report, we credit ourselves $15 an hour, I think. The day that we did the trees on the ground, we had at least 80 volunteer hours. That equates to $1,200. So we had $5,000 to spend in materials, but we also had volunteers. To hand water this, as of today, the KMB volunteers have done 111 hours hand watering to the equivalent of $1,600 in credit. And then all of the VITA and the IDEA, they have about $800. So in all, we have a $7,000 grants, but right now we're at $12,000 benefit to the city.
Awesome, thank you.
And I think that's because of the volunteers. Before it's ended, the volunteer amount will probably oversee.
Overshadow.
Yeah, overshadow that. So anyway, there'll be more pictures.
Yeah, this is the native pollinator garden. I want to talk about it because I belong to the Pollinator Club. The Rio Grande Valley has a Pollinator Club now. And they also recently set up a chapter, the Rio Grande Valley chapter of the Native Plant Society of Texas. And so a lot of these things are starting up in the valley, and they're the ones that gave us the $2,000 to do the pollinator garden. The reason, and this is their mission, to sustainably provide wildlife with food, water, cover, and a place to raise young. That's what qualifies you to be a pollinator garden. We also have a pollinator garden in the community garden. So inside that community garden, we have another pollinator garden that's been there for quite a long time. And this is Dr. Rebecca. She's the director for the National Wildlife Federation. She's the program director. And she has met with us on several occasions. She coordinates everything to do with this garden. She buys all the things, all that. We don't have to do all of that. In fact, we just had a meeting with her today about the signage and they're going to put a sign up over there. Okay. This is the site that we use. This is over at Collier Park, and that's a mesquite tree that's there. And so, this mesquite tree kind of outlines the pollinator garden a little bit. And you have to put down, you can't just dig into the dirt because it doesn't work very well. So we use cardboard, we use leaves, we use coffee grounds and stuff. And this shows the day that we were planting the pollinator garden over there. And that's Mr. Cowden trimming away on the trees. And that's actually Kathy's brother putting those Turk's cap, putting Turk's cap along the fence.
He said he was going to come visit me, and I said, if you come this weekend, you're going to have to work. But he did.
Yeah. We have lots of pictures of Kathy bending over. And we had some really good partners. This is the RGV Pollinator Club.
Sorry.
Not on purpose.
Yeah, I know, of course.
Okay. The Pollinator Club is very good. They've set up several pollinator gardens around the valley, and this is the first one that they've done in Mercedes. And this just shows them trying to put the plants in. You can see the mesquite tree on the right-hand side there. And this is Chad. He put in the Vacillea dahlia. The Vacillea dahlia goes along the outside there, and it's the host plant. Butterflies have host plants. They'll only lay their eggs on certain plants. And the Mexican blue wing, I don't know if you all know that butterfly. It's my favorite butterfly here. And that's its host plant. So we're hoping we'll see a lot more butterflies over in that park and other types of pollinators as well. And this just shows after we got working on planting it. We had compost and mulch delivered over there. And that's some more planting those 100 Turk's cap along the fence. And Starbucks again on that day, that was a different planting day. And one of the other Starbucks, this is one in Harlingen, came over and provided refreshments. And those guys got in there and dug holes and planted Siniso over there while we were there. The master naturalist came and volunteered time. And then there's two ladies from Mercedes that helped the couple from the master naturalist finish off the pollinator garden. Is it? And that's the pollinator garden. Do you have any questions?
That's great work.
Great work, man.
A lot of work.
Thanks to Skylar again for getting us on the agenda. I know that's not an easy thing to do.
And if you're driving by and you see piece of green, we're gonna make you.
Happy to.
Appreciate it. Y'all keep doing what you're doing. God bless you guys. Item 6E, project update regarding Capisao Terrace wastewater connections.
Mayor, Commissioners, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Jose Reyes, I'm the project engineer for this project. I'm with SWG, and I'm here to give you good news.
All right. Come on, give us some good news.
As you remember, we were involved on the Capisao Terrace subdivision sanitary sewer collection system.
Sir,
Yes,
my apologies. Could you repeat your name for the record?
Jose Reyes.
Thank you. Apologies.
And lift station improvements. We went and present this previously, so I'm just here to share some of the pictures of the progress of the project. As you know, we had a very deep wet well. We had some issues with water, but we got through. There's some of the manholes. This is some pictures where the wet well was being constructed. The receiving manhole being installed. More manholes. Some of the sewer line. And this is basically the last stage of the project, which basically was the commissioning of septic tanks for every single resident and house guest on the subdivision. You can see here a little bit more. This is our the preparation of the SCADA system, which is complete as well. That's the asphalt entrance to the lift station. And this is we did the final walkthrough back on June the 12th. So basically, the project was started on September 6th. I apologize for the typo. It was on September 26th of 2023 by contractor Science Utility, and the project was completed by June the 7th of this year. We had a total of 130 connections for the subdivision. Unfortunately, we were only able to do 124 because we had 6 vacant lots. We couldn't contact the owners, but we have coordinated that with the city manager and assistant city manager, so they're working on it. So hopefully, I would say that pretty soon we will get a hold of those guys and get their connections completed. We just want to say that we have up to the right-of-way, meaning that yard lines are in place. So as of today, the lift station is currently active and operational. So, and the good news was that the original project construction cost was $3,524,927. We had some change orders as we presented to you guys before, but at the end we had some credits. So the final project cost was $3,489 with $260. So we made some savings on the way.
Savings, I like
Yes. So the contractor credit that the city, so I'm pleased to say that the project is completed, working, and I want to thank, the city for giving us the opportunity to be part of this project and get it from point A to point C. So it's up and running. So that's our update for today.
Thank you,
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. That was a long time coming, man, and so at the end of the day, they can flush their toilets already over there, right?
Yes, sir.
All
They
right,
can.
man, that's what I'm talking about.
Ready for the storm.
Ready
It
for
is,
the
it is.
storm. I don't know if, for people that don't understand why we, other than we needed to by law, but we couldn't pump water out of there when they were flooding either because the water was very badly contaminated and it was contaminated the local fields. So not only can they flush their toilets and are they gonna get a road and all that stuff, but if for whatever reason they have water flooding issues, now we can move that water out of there more freely.
Yes.
So it's a big benefit in all kinds of ways. So,
And-
thank you
it's
for all
just-
y'all's hard work.
And
Appreciate
it's
you.
fair to say too that all the doors have all-weather rope, so they're being Caliche has compacted and it's good. I mean, it's all
Perfect.
weather. So
Right now they're
county
ready.
will come in and
Do the
in the
paving.
future pave, but they went and have all weather roads throughout the subdivision.
Okay, all right, so they did do the caliche already?
Yes,
Oh,
yes, it's
man,
in
that's
business.
Wait,
awesome.
wait,
I
wait,
didn't know.
I'm sorry, Mayor. So the roads right now have caliche.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, which is gonna be good considering that we're.
Yeah.
No, it's been compacted and it's been primed, so
Yeah,
it's
it's an
not a
all-weather
problem.
road,
Yeah.
that's good. Okay.
Yeah, it's all weather.
Thank
Yeah,
God
that's
for that.
awesome, that's good
And then
news. Thank you.
contractor too, he went and helped us doing mile 2.5, which is not part of the scope of the project. He went and did that too, so
Yeah, that place was
it
terrible.
looks real nice. Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
The scope of this work include the curbs and gutters? Is that a separate
Yes.
contract? Yes. So
That's
some of the curbs were reconstructed based on those that had to be, but some of them are the existing ones, correct?
Yes, I have Mr. Javier here. He can elaborate a bit more, but yeah, the existing curves, some of them were replaced. Yeah.
Commissioner, this project was only a sanitary sewer project.
Okay,
It did
okay.
not include any storm sewer component. We recently have improved or replaced some of the curb and gutter in Capisayo Terrace in preparation for the reconstruction and overlay of the roads.
Of the actual road?
Yes.
And that's all in place, so we're ready to lay the
We re-
asphalt, or?
No, we
Not yet.
replaced the curb and gutter, what needed to be replaced, based on the assessment that was conducted by us and the county, who will be doing the actual work with the drainage district providing the material. So we've completed that. This storm system is coming through now, so, you know,
Or wait.
they should have started
Yeah.
here this week to start reconstructing the road and removing some of the old asphalt. There's still asphalt under there. And so we have to scrape all that off and then apply, rework the base and apply extra caliche as needed, or scrape some of it off. Some of the elevations change with the new curb and gutter. So now, it should flow better in the areas that we addressed, with the curb and gutter.
We went from one outflow one outfall to how many?
Two.
How many?
I think we went, now that's the other, that was a drainage project, right? That's another separate I think we went to 2. There.
The last time I was out there, I saw the pad for the lift station and the fencing had gone up, I think, and
Right.
I hadn't seen the asphalt drive to it yet, but is the actual pump part of the scope of this project, or is that something to come later?
So, you may have seen was it a pump that was outside and connected to the
No.
station? No, or you just?
Maybe it wasn't there when I went by, but I hadn't seen it yet.
Okay, no, so the lift station comes with the pump and control panel. That is part of the package.
That is part of it.
Maybe I
Yes, sir.
misunderstood. You're asking about scope of the project, the whole project, right? Not this individual, just his,
Right,
So, yeah,
right,
yeah, he's asking about overall,
Overall drainage and
everything.
and
Yeah, he's talking
everything.
about the scope of the project for that whole. project.
Okay, so the entire scope, including the drainage, was to add some inlets, and add some additional outfalls out into the drain ditch and on the north side, and expand the capacity of the drain ditch that's on the north side.
And a pump. And a pump.
And
the
the
pump.
lift
And a pump
station
the
for
lift
the.
station, yes.
Yes.
Yes, okay.
That was the original scope of the whole project.
Yes,
Well, awesome, man. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you, man.
yes, sir.
Be some good news out there.
Thank
Good
you.
work, thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to item 7A, ordinance resolution, present, discuss, consider, possibly take action regarding approval of resolution 2024-19, authorizing the use of a credit card. Ma'am, how
Yes.
are you doing?
Hi,
Welcome.
thank you. Good evening, Mayor and Commission. I'm just here to ask for approval to change the name on whether one of the credit cards that used to belong to our
Can you
previous.
Put your, say
our
your
previous-
your name and, no, your name and.
Oh, yes.
Your name and position.
For the record, I'm Meredith Hernandez. I work for finance as the interim finance director right now. So like I said, I'm requesting approval for the change of the credit card from the previous director to our interim assistant finance director, which is Colleen Blanchard. We currently have 3 cards. One is under my name, the other one is under our city manager, Mr. Perez, and the new one will be assigned to Colleen.
I'll make a motion, Mayor.
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Martinez, second by Commissioner Garcia. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, all those opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Welcome, and thank you. Consent agenda, I have, item A, approval of minutes for meeting held June fourth, twenty
Mayor, I
twenty-four.
make a motion to approve consent
Motion
agenda.
by Commissioner Martinez, have a second.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Garcia, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, all opposed, same sign, motion carries. Management items, present, discuss, consider possible take action regarding approval of amendment to the personnel policy to include the section regarding attendance, inclement weather and emergencies. It's got that one.
You'll make people work in a hurricane.
They better. What happens when you get a job with the city or the county or the
Good
state?
afternoon, Mayor, Commission.
Oh.
So this is just an amendment that we wanted to add to the city policy regarding, this is something that every city does, and this is just something that we wanted to add to the policy, effective today, please.
Mayor, I make the motion to approve.
I have a Commissioner
Commissioner
Howell,
second.
second by Commissioner Martinez. All those in favor say aye. Discussion, go
Yeah.
ahead.
What exactly on the policy? You're just curious on the change.
So what we're gonna add to the policy is that, the purpose is to establish specific guidelines and procedures in the event of inclement weather or other emergency situations. So the scope of the amendment is that we, along with the city manager, that he would be, all city employees would continue to deliver city services. And then from there, we would determine who is, essential and non-essential during the time, to continue the services.
Just sort of a little housekeeping on this thing. If we don't have this policy in place, we can't get money back from FEMA and all that during call outs. We have to have a policy for overtime, number one. And number two, the policy didn't call for people coming into work, and you can't have that in emergency. They have to come into work.
Yes, sir.
And so we didn't have that in there, so.
Thank you.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, all those opposed, same sign, motion carries. Thank you, appreciate it, ma'am. Moving on to, item 10, bids and contract, present, discuss, consider, and possibly take action on approval renew agreement with Zona Entertainment Company. Exana?
Exana? Huh?
Juana. Juana. I bet it's Juana.
Juana. Hey.
Juana.
Let me go to this one, I'm sorry. 10A. Good evening, Commissioners, Mayor, again. So this is to approve the tourist announcement package from Zona. You may be aware of the advertising package that
Oh, yeah, the one
in Mexico.
Mexico,
Yes,
yes, it's been very fruitful.
This isn't new. This is a renewal.
It's a renewal, correct, and I for one personally, I've seen them. They really catch your attention. They're from what I know and understand of this type of advertisement in Mexico, it's the only advertisement for a city or a business that's actually on a federal road, which is federally permitted on the side of the road. There's no other. Everything else is like here. It's on a billboard on a private land. This one is like if it were one of those signs that's telling you that Mexico is 5 miles away. It's right next to those, and it really catches your attention right off the asphalt.
Mayor, I make a motion to renew, and if I may, discussion.
I have a motion by Commissioner
Second.
Martinez, second by Dr. Saldana. All those in favor say aye. Oh, I'm sorry, you said discussion?
Yeah, I just
Discussion.
wanted to make a quick point. It does work. We have coworkers of ours that came in from Monterrey,
Yes.
saw the signs and actually asked about our outlet. So they
yes.
went to go shop. So, I mean, in my opinion, it's pretty effective.
I've seen them at every. They're en route to every port of entry in Reynosa, which is the FAR, the Hidalgo, and the Ansalduas.
Yeah, because
They're en route to that to the bridge.
I
all three
believe
bridges.
as well as the airport packages. And the reason why I'm saying I've been fortunate to be on the EDC's marketing committee. This is one thing that's been discussed and we were excited about several years ago that we pushed out. And I believe the number in between, it's like 95 to 98% of our revenues from the Mercedes, believe it or not, comes from our visitors down south. And so that's a huge amount. It's crazy. I mean, it's not even from obviously our people shop, but 95 to 98% of our majority of our revenues come from our friendly visitors. And
So awesome
so that's
is-
great.
What was so awesome about that situation, by the way, was just when I told them that I was from Mercedes, that's the first thing that popped up. But,
Yes.
you know, I think a lot of it has to do with this packet and other things as well.
It's,
So
it's very,
I just wanted to make note of that, that I've seen firsthand that it works.
yes, it's highly visible. I think obviously we have to update some of the, or at least one of the businesses on there.
Yeah.
And these are all on the Mexican side of the.
They're
of
all on the
border.
Mexican side of the
Yeah,
border.
yeah,
Everything's
yeah.
In literature, like there's little pamphlets and little things like that that they put out.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you,
Yes,
Javier.
thank you.
Moving on to item B, approval interlocal cooperation agreement between the County of Hidalgo, Texas, and the City of Mercedes, Texas, on behalf of Dr. Hector P. Garcia Memorial Library,
Library.
in order to provide library services to the county residents. And I had the honor of watching our illustrious library director be upfront and taking the charge over there at the county, making presentations to the judge and the commission. Good job, by the way.
Thank you very much. I
No, thank you.
appreciate that. And we'll probably be going again, but but for now,
She hits them just as hard as she hits us, by the way, FYI.
but for now, this is just our interlocal agreement that we have between Hidalgo County and the Hidalgo County Library System, and we're composed of 13 libraries. The agreement is for us to provide library services to county residents along with city residents. And in exchange, they do give us funding. They give us $237,138. We split that up between the 13 libraries, and we pay for the system that we use to do our circulation and library cards. So we pay that first, and then we split the rest equally. So each library gets this year we're getting $14,400.46.
I make a motion to approve. I mean,
Motion by
no
Commissioner
brainer.
Howell, second by Commissioner Martinez. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed,
Good
same
work.
sign. Motion
Thank
carries.
you.
Good job. Keep up the good
stuff.
work, man.
Thank you, Marisol.
So I know we did 11A. Is there anything else that anybody else wants to report? Anything? Okay. By the way, Chief, and I know the Public Works aren't here, but we took a drive around today, and the work is very, very noticeable. Even the curb scraping, we could tell that there was some work done there. I know there's a lot of work to be done, but it's certainly a heck of a start, man. One of the best I've seen in a while.
Mayor, I know the rec and Parks and Rec guy's not here. Or is there a representative here or not?
Yes, sir.
No?
Nope.
Looks like he just got up.
Okay. All right, great.
Oh, yeah.
It all depends on what you're gonna ask. Right?
Mr. Parks and Rec.
That's right. So
Yes, Commissioner.
the school district went into a different calendar, so we're gonna actually be starting school a little bit sooner.
Okay.
So I don't know what originally the pool, as far as the swimming pool hours and extension, I don't know how far it went into.
Okay.
And I mean, of course, I got kiddos and they love to go into the pool and stuff. And there's a lot of families and there's a lot of great things going on there at the city pool. But those are great things for the kids and for the families. And so I know right now the hours are kind of limited, which understandably so. But my solution, I believe, could be worked out where since the school is going to start sooner, and if the pool, as far as the summer originally was probably extended, right, a little longer, or the way it used to be.
Okay.
What I'm thinking is maybe we could put a few more hours into the pool, and then shorten up the cutoff for the pool, as far as the time frame. So in other
see.
words, maybe till July.
I see
Because I
what you
think
mean.
it usually goes till August, maybe.
Right. So I think with some of the staff at the pool, we have contracts with them. Is that correct, Christine? For the lifeguards? Okay. So yeah, we just have to work that out through their schedules.
So I wanted to maybe, I don't know if it would have to come to the commission or what, but I think it would be good to kind of extend, even if it's 3 days or whatever, we can get an extra day, that'll be great. But I know right now it's 3 to 5, or what's the hours? 3 to 6?
3 days for 2 hours.
Yeah. So maybe we can just get another.
Or invest in lighting, man, because it's
Some hours.
pretty hot out
Well,
there.
well, not only that, the light doesn't work. Because I was talking to the pool director guy, and one of the lights doesn't work, and the pools need some work. Of course, budgeting's, I talked to one, or budgeting's coming up, and of course, those will be in discussion. but I know one of the lights out there is not working by the pool.
Okay.
But I'm thinking we can extend it either another hour or two for maybe those 3 days, or add another day and put an hour. So it would be investing in maybe 3 hours.
Okay.
Right, an hour extra.
Understood. I can get with the recreation director and go over the schedules and the
And I think
availability
as
of
far
the
as
staff.
funding, it would come out to almost the same, because if we allocated some funds for, I don't know, first week of, I don't know,
course.
whatever, August or
August.
whatever, okay, we're gonna shorten it up because.
And just squeeze it in.
Yeah, right, squeeze it in, and I think it'll work out because, like I said, the school district that is approved this calendar, going towards the end of May or whatever, so we got a surprise as well, so we're gonna have a shorter summer.
Yes, sir.
What was the original date that they were supposed to go back?
Well, originally, it's like mid, like August or so.
Like the 21st, now they're
Yeah,
going back to
17th
14th?
or 20th.
What is the new date now?
It's 1 week shorter.
August 9th or no?
Well, like the first week of August, teachers were already in. Teachers are already in, coaches, we start a lot sooner, but I'm thinking if we can just, maybe we can cut it off with first week of August, give them till the first week of August, but if we can at least have the kids enjoy the summers.
The pool. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I'll
So
discuss
that-
that
that-
with the rec
Because
director.
we only got a few more weeks in, so
Yes, sir.
we can squeeze in the rest of June and July. Make it a memorable summer for the kiddos.
Yes, sir. We'll review that, your request, sir. Yeah, try to accommodate.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
All right, moving on to item 12, executive session. Looking for action on chapter 551, Texas Government Code, section 551071, section 551.072, deliberation regarding real property, section 551.074, personal matters, section 551.087, economic development.
I make a motion to go into executive session.
Motion by Commissioner Howell, second by Commissioner Garcia. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, all opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We're in executive session and it's 7:51 PM. All right, it is 9:19, and I call this meeting back in regular session. First of all, we got item A pertaining to discussion city manager regarding personnel matters. I believe we have no action.
Yes, Mayor, we do. To move to approve a city manager to engage for associate judge at the amount of $500 a month
Second.
has discussed in executive session.
And that motion, forgive me, is to create the position with
Create
the
the
budget
position.
of what the
That's
commissioner
correct.
mentioned.
Create-
Yes.
Of associate municipal judge.
So I have a associate municipal judge. Yes, I have a motion by Commissioner Howell, second Commissioner Martinez, and just so that we put it out there so that there's no surprises to anybody who may not know, we're very proud of our judge, and he's moving on to bigger and better things by being a district judge. And this is just in preparation for that. We're not pushing him out. We're not doing any of that. Just preparedness for the transition. So, anyway, we wish him well, and thank you for that. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Moving on to, is that it for personnel matters?
Yes.
Consultation with attorney regarding update on litigation 551, item B, 13B, possible action.
No action.
Okay, consultation with attorney regarding contracts.
On-
Item C.
Yes, on that one, Mayor, we recommend that the commission authorize the city manager to execute a contract for well-designed services, subject to legal approval review.
Okay, and the recommendation is, what's the name of the company?
Meldon Hunt, sorry.
I'll make a motion, Mayor.
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Martinez, second by Commissioner Garcia. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. I believe we have one more.
Yes, sir. We have another one. It's to authorize the city manager to execute a contract with SAM, that's surveying and mapping services, for the development of our water and wastewater GIS map.
I make the motion to approve.
Subject to legal approval.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Howell, Dr. Howell, second by Commissioner Martinez. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. And then is there a third one?
No,
Was the other one
All right.
with Ms.
Yes, yes,
Ortega one
that's
under
right.
contracts?
What's that?
Was the one with Ms. Ortega one under contracts?
on that one, we can just go out for an RFP. We don't need authorization to go out for an
the
RFP.
next meeting.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So deliberation regarding economic development project pursuant to Texas Government Code 551.087. And that is item E.
Mayor,
I'm sorry.
D.
My bad.
D.
I'm sorry. Item D, discussion regarding acquisition and conveyance of real estate, Mercedes Light Industrial Park, Phase 1, Lot 3 and 4, Block 1, and Section 551.072.
Mayor, I make a motion to approve the cost sharing, the acquisition and conveyance of the Mercedes Light Industrial Park, page 1, Lot 3 and 4, Block 1, for $249,000 plus closing costs.
I have a motion by
Second.
Commissioner
Second.
Martinez, second by Dr. Saldana. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item E, discussion regarding conveyance of real estate, Mercedes Light Industrial Park, Phase 1, Lot 1 and 2, Block 1, for consideration.
Mayor, I make approve DCM conveyance of Mercedes Light Industrial Park, Phase 1, Lot 1 and 2, Block 1.
I have a motion by Commissioner Martinez, second by Commissioner Garcia. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item F, deliberation regarding economic development project pursuant to Texas Government Code 551.087. No
Mayor.
action on that? Yeah, go ahead.
Mayor, on that one, the city is looking for approval to execute an agreement with the Development Corporation of Mercedes, supporting a development of cold rolled steel, of a cold rolled steel factory, subject to, reservations discussed in executive session and to, subject to review by legal counsel.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion by Dr. Howell, second by Commissioner Garcia. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Moving on to item 14, adjournment.
Mayor, I make a motion to adjourn this meeting.
I have a motion by Dr. Howell, second by Commissioner Garcia. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. It's 9:24 p.m. and we are now adjourned.
God bless. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Yeah, baby.
Y'all be safe. Thank you.
Be
Good
safe.
night.
Be safe, Mercedes.